What up, everyone? We're live. I'm your host, at John Mosales, the NFL Fantasy Today show brought to you by SportsEthos. And we're just trying to get the windows right. This doesn't feel right. It certainly doesn't feel right on my phone. But anyways, we had a crazy wildcard round. Best wildcard round ever. And now we're heading to the divisional round. So how's everyone doing? Brian, how about them Eagles?
They lost.
All right, great contribution. Jason, what's cooking?
Not much. It was a great wild card round, though, but it did end with an absolute dud. The two primetime games were not great.
The Texans game wasn't too bad until they just scored all of the defensive touchdowns.
Yeah, it was all right. It wasn't like it was a rock fight. It's not like it was just two quarterbacks, either turning the ball over, having bad misses. It wasn't like these two teams making insane defensive plays. It was kind of just meh.
Well, let's kind of just do it kind of historically or whatever the word would be, right? We had Rams, Panthers, right? 10.5-point spread, which I think was the biggest road favorite in history. The only comparison I'm thinking is that Saints Seahawks games, right? With the Beastquake.
Yeah.
Did you guys think? Oh, so go ahead.
I think it's the only other time a sub 500 team has hosted a playoff game.
That's probably true too. But did you guys think that the Rams had any chance to cover that? Spread was huge. Panthers had already beat the Rams. They weren't afraid. But what did the model have, Brian?
I mean, the model uses Vegas's spread to project things. So
fair enough.
I normally trust Vegas more than myself, but maybe I shouldn't. But I mean, that game. I mean, that game was so fun to watch for me because it's just like I was hoping as an Eagles fan. Now Jason Niners obviously won, but I would love to see the Panthers in the next round. And I don't know, the Seahawks are they're the 1 seed, but I don't trust them. So getting the Rams out early would have been great. But I don't know. My whole thing is do we trust Bryce Young? Is he the guy moving forward for that team? I mean, he didn't look terrible, but he also didn't look great.
It's kind of 2 seasons in a row. He's played himself just well enough to keep his job.
Yeah. I believe they picked up the 5th-year option now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's kind of exactly where it's at for the Panthers. This year's quarterback draft class is not great, especially now with Dante Moore announcing his return to school. Next year, there's going to be a number of quarterbacks that are for sure going pro. And the Panthers can either, say, okay, Bryce is our guy, or we can move on and have plenty of options that they're choosing to do so.
Yeah, I'm a big fan kind of trying to extrapolating from the playoffs towards next fantasy season. Because if a guy breaks out in the playoffs, I really feel good about that. Luther Burden we'll talk about, but did Tedrow McMillan, where does he go next year in fantasy? Is he 3rd round? Is he 2nd round? Is he just tied to Bryce?
I think it's about the same, to be honest, 4th, 5th round, kind of where he was this year. He's going to get a lot of volume. I mean, I've been saying for years on him just from watching him very closely in college. The Mike Evans comparisons are real. Just needs somebody that can consistently and competently get him the ball.
Okay. Brian, what about Coker, right? I think, weren't you a Coker guy?
Yeah, I like him in PPR as to me, he was a guy who's all right, I can draft at the end of the draft and he's a solid flex option. I mean, he was kind of in and out of injury the whole season. He did this before, maybe it was 2 seasons ago, where he had some really fantasy startable games and then I think got banged up again. So again, if he stays in that late round area where it's just, hey, I went outside, I went with a bunch of rookies, I want somebody I might be able to start in my flex week 1, he's a guy. I think just in that PPR slot role.
And then for the Rams, who gets drafted earlier next season, Kyron or Blake Corum?
Still Kyron, in my opinion, just for the contract.
Okay. Brian, same?
Yeah, they did pay him. I just don't know if I want to pay up on that. It just feels like they're slowly transitioning, and I don't really want to be on that.
Okay. And then do we even know what the first round looks like? Is Puka going first overall?
Right. I think out of the first, if we did like a mock first round right now, I think Bijan and Gibbs are probably still 1-2. I mean, they're just too good at a very premium position to not be drafted that high. But after that, you got to think it's Puka or Jamar Chase.
JSN. I mean, yeah,
Yeah, JSN too is in that mix.
Okay, and then we had it was the Bears Packers night game, right? My Jordan Love prophecy looked like it was coming true. I said he was like the top 3 QB in the playoffs, 4 touchdowns, lit up the Bears. I mean, it wasn't his fault they lost.
No, it just offense got stale.
Brian, anything?
Yeah. I mean, I think the big thing I thought coming out of that was Colston Loveland was like, he was their number 1 option, I feel like, which was wild to me. So I think if he's not drafted as a top 4 or 5 tight end next year, like that's a mistake.
Would you take? Would it depend on the Colts situation for like Tyler Warren or Loveland? Where would you be going?
I think Loveland. I think he's more high upside. I think Tyler Warren is going to have a bunch of years like he had this year. I mean, maybe not fall off at the end because of QB play, but he was so steady. He was a good player. I don't know if you guys remember like Zach Ertz when he was really good for the Eagles. It was like a very steady play, and then Travis Kelce would have his boom weeks, and Zach Ertz might have more receptions, but Kelce was probably more valuable. Like Kelce and Gronk were more valuable for fantasy. I think he kind of fits that Ertz role.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Jason Luther Burden. Like, does he? Who would you rather have next season for fantasy, Burden or Pearsall, or even in
right
real
now?
life?
I'd rather have Burden. I think there's still too many weapons for the Niners to spread the ball around to. Ricky clearly needs to learn how to, do a little bit better at staying healthy. The boom, and plus Burden had touchdowns. Ricky had none. Right now.
Don't the Bears have that problem too? DJ Moore, Rome, Loveland, Burden.
Yeah, Burden's big play ability is crazy, and it always has been. So, yeah.
Where do you go to college?
Missouri.
Nice. Brian, okay, Burden or AJ Brown?
Depends where AJ ends up. AJ could be a Patriot.
Oh, wow. That's Vrabel. That makes sense. Yeah.
AJ, and yeah, I mean, the interesting thing now, especially with the Patriots, is what happens with Diggs with these whole accusations after the season. Does he get suspended at all? Does nothing come about? So that's a lot to think about.
Yeah, Diggs is like 32. He's age cliff. Like, I'd be surprised if he gets like 400 yards next season. But who'd you? So let's say fantasy, real life. Jordan Love versus Caleb. Who would you take? Is it split? Is it the same? You're just double Williams, Jason?
I'm with Caleb as long as Ben Johnson's coaching him. I mean, you saw what we were able to see this year. He came just short of 4,000. I would expect him to surpass that this year, especially as he's continuing to learn how to quarterback. I very much trust Ben Johnson's play calling versus Matt LaFleur's at this point.
Okay, Bryce, same.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, like Jared Goff looked like a below average QB, and then went to Detroit with Ben Johnson leading the offense, and he looked great. And now you have somebody with the talent. I mean, I guess Goff technically was the number 1 overall pick too, but Caleb Williams' talent, I just think, is so much higher. And Caleb isn't really the game manager type that Goff was. Caleb came in due to his talent, and it was just kind of somebody's now getting him to actually manage the game better, and you can see what happens. Caleb, I am buying. I think I'm going to be very high on him going into next season just due to the improvement. He still has that upside. He can make any throw in the league. Like it is crazy how good of a passer he is from a talent standpoint. And if Ben Johnson can continue to kind of coach him up, I think especially with all those young weapons, he's a guy I'm going to be very high on.
So is he like maybe the most targeted kind of QB? Because he'll probably be outside the top 5 still, right? Lamar's going to go before him. I mean, Mahomes was QB2. He might go before him. May will probably go before him. But, you got a great O-line, great OC, great weapons.
I would say it's Drake May who's going to be targeted, but I'm actually a little lower on May going into next year. Just looking at the Patriots' schedule, it is brutal. They have some really tough opponents coming up for next season, and they have to play a first-place schedule. So I think there's going to be at least somewhat of a regression.
Okay, but if they get AJ Brown,
yeah,
they still have to play the Jets twice a year.
That is also true.
Okay, let's keep going. So then we got Bills, Jags. Again, Bills were a road favorite. Jags had won 8 in a row, and then I heard Simmons be like, he did this with the KC Philly. It was like, okay, Philly's better than KC at everything, but KC has Mahomes, so he picked Mahomes. So he didn't want to do the same thing, right? Jags were better than Buffalo at everything, except they had Josh Allen. But it proved just Josh Allen was enough.
Yep.
Pretty
Great game.
much. That's the game. They have Josh Allen, you didn't.
But Khalil Shakir, right? I think, Brian, you said, rely on him. He hadn't done anything to end the season, and I think he got, 10 of 10 or something.
I mean, he's their leading receiver on an offense led by Josh Allen. Like, I don't think he's the most talented wide receiver, but when you are on an offense, you're the number one guy. It's like the upside's there, even if you don't trust the talent perspective. Like, imagine if that was Tet McMillan. People would be through the roof. It's not. It's Khalil Shakir.
Okay.
Like, I think Wan'Dale Robinson, I think a Jalen Coker, maybe not the exact same, but like I think they could do similar stuff to Shakir in that offense. And we're not like going crazy over him, but it's Buffalo.
Okay. And then Jason, so what do we do with the Jags wide receivers? It seems like all these teams are stacked with wide receivers. Even the Packers we didn't talk about still got like 4 wide receivers. The Bears got 3 plus the tight end. And then the Jags, like who goes first in fantasy next season? Is it still Brian Thomas Jr. or is it Parker Washington, who's been their best wide receiver for the last like 5 games?
It's still probably BTJ, and plus you got to throw, but you also have to throw Jacoby Myers in the mix now too. There's a lot, and at this point, it's still probably BTJ just because of the name, because they're invested, and it seems like now there's no place for Travis Hunter to play wide out.
I forgot Travis Hunter, the guy went 2nd overall.
Yeah, he's probably got to play. He's probably got to be a full-time DB now.
Wow.
I would think just again with the addition of players they paid him, it just makes no sense to have him play wide receiver. I would still think it's BTJ at this point, and then Washington's number 2.
Brian, what about you? Same thing, or do you have Jacoby one? So like a total reversal? Because
Jacoby is the more reliable. I think BTJ is the more upside. I mean, I'm an Eagles fan. Like, I think Devontae Smith is more reliable than A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown just has that more alpha build, body, and mentality. And I think it could be kind of similar to that, where it's maybe even like a Jamar Chase, T. Higgins type thing, but I guess actually I don't even like that. But Myers is more steady. And I think I might like the value of Myers later, especially if he is the second guy going. BTJ, maybe I could see a huge post-type sleeper thing that everyone's in on it, and then he's too high again.
Yeah, for next season. Yeah. But I mean, can you guys think of a receiver with this precedent? Has the greatest rookie wide receiver season of all time, and then I don't even know what his final numbers were this season. Was it like 600 yards, and then to have this flop? I can't. I'm trying to think quickly, but
Kelvin Benjamin.
Yep.
Okay.
I think with BTJ this year is what honestly I thought he was going to do last year.
Sure.
I want to say I wasn't wrong just early, but I guess I wasn't wrong just early.
But they added Liam Cohen, right? Like they added an OC, and Lawrence was healthy all season, and he had a terrible season. So I don't know.
BTJ wasn't healthy all season though. He had ankle, wrist.
No, for sure.
It was always something with him.
But he was shit week 1, right?
So BTJ was the best when they had Mac Jones.
Yeah.
You know who else was like Kendrick Bourne was amazing for the Niners when they had Mac Jones. Mac Jones just tends to pick a guy and just give that guy 15 targets.
Okay.
I do almost wonder if that was a little bit of both. I think BTJ's talented. He probably was overrated, and we got to bring him down a little, but I wouldn't be surprised if Mac Jones has a lot to do with that.
Huh. So, but like, where's BT Fantasy? Where's he going to be ranked next season? Like, is he going to be like 25th, or is he going to be 50th? Like, the variance on him is as big as anyone in recent memory.
I think he's going to be in between like a wide receiver 2-3 range. That's where I would put him, just due to upside. We've seen it, and I don't feel as bad missing out on that upside if he does the same thing again. Like that range, I'd be comfortable with.
Okay. And then what game was next? Niners Eagles. Let's go. So, Brian, what happened there? Because it's like everyone was talking, Niners broken. Defense sucks, and Saquon had one of his best games. Like, if you told me Saquon was going to rush for that and the Eagles would lose, I'd say what happened. And Purdy threw 2 picks and a fumble, lost a fumble.
Yeah, I mean, the defense did their part. I mean, they got burned the first possession. Quinyon Mitchell, first team All-Pro, got burned. And then they just couldn't do anything in the pass game. Like, there's a reason that it took 24 hours to fire their OC. They need to change. There's even questions about Jalen Hurts now. I mean, it's a little early after he was just a Super Bowl MVP, but there needs to be changes. Everyone saw the Nick Sirianni going after AJ Brown. It's like, why are we doing this? It's same old, same old. If they get a good offensive coordinator next season, like, there's a pattern. They hire, or Howie Roseman hires an offensive coordinator, we do well. Nick Sirianni hires a guy that he likes, we do very bad.
Okay.
So we fired Nick Sirianni's guy. Maybe next year we'll be in the Super Bowl again. Who knows?
All right. And Jason, like, what's is Niners team of destiny? I mean, and now you lost Kittle, or like, do they get better the more players they lose? Does it just not
I don't
make
know.
sense?
It's just crazy how they've they keep finding ways. I've got no words for it. It's beyond comprehension. Especially all things considered, 2 second-half turnovers that they were able to overcome. McCaffrey just being able to stay on the field has been probably the biggest thing for them this year. That's why I think he should be in the MVP conversation as well. Jennings can, do some creative stuff. I mean, the end around, or the touchdown that he threw to McCaffrey, they ran that same play 6 years ago in New Orleans in that crazy game against the Saints, which was literally probably one of the best fantasy football games of all time.
Was that the Vernon Davis game?
No, that was the game in 2019 where they were basically playing for the 1 seed, and it was like 45-43. Like, every offensive player had monster games.
I don't remember that one.
Oh,
that
look
wasn't
it up.
an Alvin Kamara 6 touchdown, was it?
Which one?
Was there an Alvin Kamara 6 touchdown game?
Yeah, that was the year after, 2020.
Okay.
And I think that was like they blew, like, if Kamara scored 6 touchdowns, they probably won by 30.
Yeah. The Niners were fortunately not involved in that game.
I was going to say, in my opinion, this shows Shanahan as coach of the year.
Mm.
Like,
it's very interesting. There were a lot of people, a lot of Niner fans early year starting to be like really out on Kyle. Sunday changed everything. It's like a lot of people are now like, lifetime contract, never let him go. I mean, for me, it's like, there is some responsibility to be held for him. There's certain areas where he isn't great at. His clock management has not been great over the years, but still, that's something you can learn. The other stuff, until the team actually quits on him, which they clearly never have, and they haven't quit on him from the second he stepped foot in San Francisco, like, they should never let him go.
What you guys obviously saw the thing, the radio tower or the building next to the Levi's Arena?
Yes, I've been in there.
Injuries? Would they ever, like, if CMC tears his Achilles next week, knock on wood, could they ever, like, move where they play? Because at some point you got to correlate all these injuries to something.
Well, I mean, they practice there. They've practiced there since the early 2000s. So
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of moot. I've never really liked the stadium to begin with. It's not, I get it's right next door to the practice facility. That's all nice and well, but man, I miss Candlestick. I'm just gonna say it. I don't, there's certain other parts of Levi's Stadium that just like don't really, I've never been to a football game there, but I mean, half the fans are just left out roasting in the sun on an afternoon game. Like, it makes no sense.
So Niners Seattle, I mean, right? We just saw it, and Niners put up 3 points. The game was a disgrace, right?
Yeah.
Anything going to change?
Yes, a couple guys are getting back that weren't available for the last game. Trent Williams is off the injury report. He's playing. Looks like Ricky Pearsall is going to play. That's at least going to help the downfield passing game a little bit.
Okay.
So that changes a few things. But now no Kittle. But we also have Jake Tonjes, who caught the winning touchdown opening week.
Brian, you like the Niners? Do you think this doesn't matter? Or maybe Kittle, because Kittle is the PFT's like number 1 player for years, right? Is that the straw that breaks the camel's back?
I mean, I thought the Eagles were going to kill him. So I mean, what do I know? But I think they're very injured, and it's hard to win when you're that injured in the playoffs, in my opinion. The team I feel like I trust the most in the NFC is the Rams.
I agree.
Like the QB coaching combination, I just think is the best. But like, if you think about it, probably the QB coaching I might trust the second most is Purdy and Shanahan. So I don't like, do you trust Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams like this much in their first year? Probably not. And then Darnold's Darnold. Like, that's all you have to say, kind of. So it wouldn't surprise me, but I wouldn't put money on it.
There's a couple interesting things to note here, too. The Niners won that game with Kittle missing most of that first game. Like, he went out in the first quarter and never came back. He hurt his hamstring after his touchdown catch, and he was done. So, like, it was like one of the first 2 drives of the game. So they've already beaten Seattle without him. Now you got Darnold on the injury report with an oblique issue. I mean, while obviously he's going to play, it's definitely something to monitor. And, you got to wonder how that changes Seattle's plan of attack.
And also, it seems like in the playoffs, like the microscope gets bigger on just strategy, right? Like the Niners seem like they're smart. They figure it out, right? Like double team JSN, right? That's got to be out of the gate, right? You take JSN out, then they got to run the ball, and their O-line's kind of shit. They don't, I don't think Shaheed's going to be breaking through. If you take JSN into this game, the Seattle offense might fall apart.
I mean, I would trust JSN, but the issue for the Niners isn't should we double JSN or not. It's about getting to Darnold. They have to get home. They have to find some way to impact him, make him uncomfortable, especially if he's got a little ab problem. They have to make him uncomfortable, and if they do, they'll double covering JSN will almost be a moot point.
Okay, and then let's move on. We got that shitty Pats Chargers game. Is anyone still on Justin Herbert Island? Is it Chernobyl?
Yes.
Is it contaminated? You last man standing.
Hi, it's me. I am, especially now that the Chargers it finally got Jim Harbaugh to quit Greg Roman.
Oh, you're Greg Roman.
I am very much in on Justin Herbert for next year.
Jason messaged me about Greg Roman. I didn't answer, so he just moved into the NFL chat.
Exactly. Herbie Island. Hello, it's me. I'm here.
What, Brian? What would you do if you were like the Chargers and Herbert was your QB? Would you try and trade him? Like, would you try to get Jalen Hurts? Like, there's so many QB. You could probably get a QB in picks. Maybe you could go to the States and get Shuck and 2 first rounders. Or
I would trade Hurts for Herbert in a heartbeat.
Okay.
I think Herbert, like, put in MVP odds. I would love to see his MVP odds for next year, and I would probably take him.
Sure, regular season's one thing, but playoff. He now is what? Is he 0-3, 0-4 in the playoffs, and his numbers are atrocious. Sure, his O-line had the worst O-line in the league right now.
Who else is very well known for sucking in the playoffs as a QB? MVP caliber QB who has always sucked in the playoffs.
Peyton Manning.
Recent.
My brain
Coach just got fired.
Lamar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who was Lamar's OC for a long time?
Oh God, no! Don't feel, Jason. We're really blaming the OC, eh?
Numbers don't lie.
I think that I really do think it's a big difference.
Huh.
Greg Roman's great with the running game, and then you, in my opinion, unless your defense is elite, you can't really win in the playoffs with the run game.
Chargers defense I thought was elite, but
and if you really want to go, further back with Greg Roman, Kaepernick was another guy he kind of put in the ground.
Yeah.
Okay, but so I know Herbert regular season, sure. Okay, so like if they hire Mike McDaniel, are we like Herbert would you take Herbert as your fantasy QB over Caleb?
Yeah.
I'm still taking Caleb.
Okay.
I think they could end up with Daboll because Daboll's kind of a big personality, but there's no bigger personality than Jim Harbaugh. So I think that's a team that could take Daboll at an OC position. I mean, unless the Bills bring him back, I don't know.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Here are Lamar's and Herbert's combined records with Greg Roman as their OC. 1-5, 55% completion percentage, 2 touchdowns to 8 picks in 6 games.
I mean, that's pretty bad. Okay. I mean,
Pretty big
you can
sample
scapegoat
size.
Roman. Since we're talking coaches, and then so we just had John Harbaugh to the Giants. I kind of love the Giants, right? I did a little video preview today. Do they have the best fantasy Mount Rushmore in the league? Dart, Scat, Neighbors, Wandale.
No, but it's fun. But
Yeah,
it's
definitely
fun.
not the best, but it is.
Explosive. Like, I mean, who's
It's
better
going to
for
be
fantasy?
really fun next year. Yes.
I mean,
What
an
do you want
ankle
for
got
fantasy?
exploded, but
What?
sorry, I said an ankle got exploded, but
Yeah. Well, they essentially all got hurt except for Wandale. But
yeah, it's fun. I mean, as an Eagles fan, I don't like that hire because I think it's a competent hire, and they're bringing in Todd Monken, which is a very good OC. So it's concerning for sure.
like, if you
yeah, I
got
mean,
17 games out of the 3 of the 4, what would be the record? Like, they're an 11 win team. I know the defense was terrible, but the O line wasn't bad.
I don't know about. I don't understand why that team was so poor. They have so much talent.
Okay.
They didn't know how to manage games. I think game management was a big issue. Not having a reliable guy to get the ball to in crunch time is throw the ball to in crunch time. Like Scat can run like crazy, and that's all well and good. But yeah, they struggled with that, and the game mismanagement was brutal. It takes some rookie lumps, and I would expect that to improve under Harbaugh for sure, especially since he's not a guy who calls plays. I think Monken is a great OC. They just need to change the scenery, and now we get to work with Jackson Dart. But I think the Giants are a very exciting team going into next year.
Yeah, the division's going to be crazy. Okay, we got a few minutes left. Let's just quickly go to this divisional round. Is it the worst divisional round in recent memory? The wild card was just great, but we just don't have the names, right? We got no Burrow, no Lamar, no Mahomes. We got no Hurts. I mean, unless it's the Super Bowl, it's going to be Buffalo Rams. It's going to be a disappointing Super Bowl, no? Or even disappointing conference finals.
Could be. Yeah, from an objective standpoint, sure. I mean, you still have 3 first-round picks in it, so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I think the wild card kind of looked ugly just on paper, and then it turned out to be a bunch of great games. It could just be like QBs are starting to level out. The star QBs, their teams kind of suck just due to. I mean, it's a cycle. You've seen it with Brady, where at some point, kind of cap stuff catches up. You can't pay everyone else, so then your team as a whole suffers. We'll see. I mean, the NFC, in my opinion, looks really boring. I'm still pretty interested in the AFC with a bunch of younger QBs and good defenses.
Yeah, it would probably be good football, but maybe not as exciting. I think did every game go over except for the Chargers game?
Did the Steelers game go over? Even though it was 36, so.
Yeah, I don't think it. I think that was 39 and a half.
Okay. And then so Nico might not play. I kind of like Houston. I think what's your guys' Super Bowl pick? I think Houston is legit. If Nico's out, they're gonna have a tough time. I don't like that O-line, but I keep watching these videos of the secondary. They are brothers. They are locked in, and they love crushing people.
That secondary is crazy good. Defense is crazy good. That pass rush is ferocious. Will Anderson is an absolute monster. Daniil Hunter still has serious game. He's one of the more underappreciated pass rushers of this era.
So what do we want to see? We want Buffalo to beat Denver. So what's better, Buffalo Pats, that AFC divisional thing, or Buffalo Houston, kind of Josh Allen versus that defense? Brian, where do you lean, or do you want something stupid like Denver, Houston?
I don't want Denver. Denver-Houston would be one of the more boring games. And I don't. How do you guys feel about CJ Stroud? I don't think he's that good.
Yeah, he's been shaky.
I think he's a league average QB.
I love him. Give me him and Jordan Love. I'll go against whoever you're taking. He's 3-1 in the playoffs.
Buffalo, New England. I think Buffalo, New England would be fantastic.
Yeah. Okay, Stroud's 3-1 in the playoffs or something like that? 3-1, 3-2.
3-2.
How he would have to be, I guess. How long before Justin Herbert has 3 playoff wins? I'll give you 5 years, right? It's not like Houston's teams have been great, right? Nico got concussed, early. The defenses have been good, but the O-line sucks. I mean, Stroud raises his game, and give me the player, the QB that does that every time in the playoffs.
I mean, Stroud struggled mightily on Monday night. He
That's
threw
true.
the ball away a lot.
He didn't do anything.
He
Yeah.
won. Yeah, but yeah.
He did have a couple.
Defense won. He didn't win.
That's true
yeah,
too.
it was, yeah, I don't want to say they won in spite of him, but he wasn't helping him for a while.
Okay, and then in the NFC, so I just realized it's 3 teams in the NFC West, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Poor Arizona.
Nah, screw them. I love seeing them mired in a pit of misery.
Okay. We're gonna wrap up here. Just a quick little pod. Predictions. What's winners? Anything? Brian, what do you got?
I mean, I think for some reason I like the Bears. I don't know why. Where are they at?
The defense is so bad.
Yeah, I think I kind of like Bears to cover. Maybe it's a last second Matt Stafford comes down, field goal, that type of thing, or last second touchdown. Bears have just been, they just win. I don't know what to say. I do like Houston, Buffalo. I think that's I don't trust the Pats. They have a bunch of talent. They have a good team. Christian Gonzalez does look like he might play after getting hurt. Nico doesn't look like he's playing, but I don't know. That defense, like maybe it's like a Peyton Manning when he did nothing with that Denver defense that won the Super Bowl. Like that's the quality of defense that Houston looks like they might have at the moment. So
yeah, it's gonna be
Same with
okay.
Denver.
Jason, so you got Seahawks and Rams probably?
Yeah, that's where I'm at with it.
Oh, really?
No, that is where I'm at.
Okay.
I got Seahawks, Rams, Broncos, and Texans.
Broncos. Oh, wow. Okay.
I think I don't want the Broncos to win, but I think they're gonna win.
Same with Seattle.
Yeah.
that would be such a boring AFC championship.
Oh, I know. I would rather see Patriots Bills, and I would rather see the Niners obviously win, and I could not care less who comes out of the other game. Maybe.
Okay, let's hope Josh Allen, Team of Destiny. Okay, that's going to do it for us. That's probably it for the pods for the week. Football season's wrapping up. But, check out, I'm dropping videos every day, breaking down all the 32 teams from fantasy, so check those out. Brian's going to drop his projection model for the divisional round. That'll be a good way if you want to make some bets. We should have done some prop bets, but we just don't have any time today. So, I don't know. That's it for us. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next week.
So
Oh, I got to press stop.